Good morning. We're starting out on Big Head. It is Tuesday, October 17th. I have a little bit of time today, so I do have quite a bit of notes. And I'll kind of go down them, just kind of how I type them out. I've got, first off, look at a ton of stocks. Second, kind of the earnings stuff. We can look at FinViz and we can see kind of what's going on. But let's start with SPY. The two candles yesterday didn't quite fill the gap. Both were green. Both were up. We saw quite an afternoon rally. Everything started taking off. I see today in pre-market, we've got some red, nothing major. We do have Exxon is up by 0.04. We've got Bank of America that's up almost 1%. Most everything else is down in the red. But here's SPY. I mean, we're just in this no man's land. So the 50-day cross, we talked about the death cross happening, and the 50-day is still negative, but the 9 and the 21 are positive. You've got the 200-day flattening out there, and you've got a gap right underneath that shows that hasn't filled yet. So where do I think we're going? I still think we're going up. I just think we're putting in a capitulation. You can see from the weekly here, the 50-day is still moving positive, the 200 is moving positive, and the 9 and the 21 are just in there. So as far as SPY goes, I think we're good. AMGN, we talked about AMGN a couple of days ago. I was listening to the news. I heard there was some type of downgrade of AMGN, but I couldn't find it on FinViz. When I went over to FinViz, I don't see any news on it. So I don't know. It says resume Morgan Stanley. That might be the downgrade to equal weight, but the price target is 300. You're trading at right now 286. So the average price target is 260. Remember, it's not covered super heavily. And a lot of these price targets are down. If this gets the weight loss drug, I think you're okay in this one. I think this one might be good. Eli Lilly, if we look at Eli Lilly today, let's see where Eli Lilly is at 616. So you had a couple of green candles. It's still shooting up. I don't think that this gap down here between 400 and 500 is going to get filled. Remember, the weight loss drug that they have is the leading contender. It's enormous. I made a note yesterday afternoon that oil, natural gas, and gold were all weak. They were all down yesterday. Today, they're all up. In fact, natural gas is up 1%, 0.75. Oil is up 0.28. I still think oil is the play. I think oil, you can see the heat map from yesterday, totally green. I think that oil is your play. There we go. You can see the heat map is green from that side. So, and I know some of this stuff is cut off, but the charts are way more important than anything. Let's talk about Devon. I'm going to go down the stocks because what I did was I looked at the core portfolio. Let's talk about Devon. We talked about it's close to 50. I talked about down here at 46. I talked about down here at 43, 44. In fact, I had a couple of subscribers, listeners that wrote on the Facebook private group, hey, what are we supposed to do about Devon? We've been holding since, around here. We want to know, should we add? I said, add in. I'm holding. I've got enough already. I've added in enough. But once it gets over 50, I'll sell it again. If we just take a look at this, you can see it's got all the confirmation in the world. Their earnings are coming up November 7th. Your MACD is up there. It is a bit extended. 67 is the RSI, so that one's a little bit high. Amazon, this morning, Amazon got a price target of 170. You're trading at 131. Like I said, it's over 130. I think anything under 130, I think you're fine buying it. It got a new price target. Microsoft, it just crossed the 200-day. If we look at Microsoft, just crossed the 200-day on the 4-hour. So I continue to say anything under 330, I think is a good price for this one. I believe they just got an upgrade as well, but that gap right there probably going to get filled at some point in time this year. Netflix, their earnings are coming up. What am I doing with Netflix? I'm currently holding. I think I'm at 420 something is my current price that I've averaged into. The VWAP is around 422. I'm currently holding. Their earnings are coming up October 18th, so I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow after the bell. I wrote yesterday in the newsletter, the 4-hour algorithm chart shows no support heading into the earnings, so be Kenny Rogers and be a gambler if you're feeling lucky. For those of you who weren't born in the 1970s, Kenny Rogers was a singer, and he sang a song called The Gambler. That's what he's famous for. So, yeah, I mean, you can do what you want. I just think with price increases coming about, Netflix from a long-term perspective, if we look at a monthly and we look at this, you're trading way back where you were in 2020. I mean, this is just a simple pullback. You pulled way back here. I think you continue the leg up. So Netflix is one that I'm holding on to. Let's look at OxyContin, Occidental Petroleum, not OxyContin, but Occidental Petroleum. This one at over 65. I've got this line here at about 64.15 that provides me knowledge of when to sell. Might sell a little bit, might start to trim on this one. But I still think that oil is good. Their earnings are coming up November 7th, probably a very strong earnings candidate. One that we probably want to trim, PANW, Palo Alto Networks. So if you have this one in a non-taxable account, it might be a little bit of a good time to trim. Again, this one is a little bit expensive if we go over to FinViz and we look at PANW, Palo Alto Networks. The PE is 206. The forward PE is 40. They don't have a dividend. The average price target is 277, and you're trading at 261. The 52-week high is 265. So trim. All I'm saying is trim it. I think you'll get a pullback to the 50-day. I think you'll get back around 200, 220, somewhere in that neighborhood. But Palo Alto, if you're gung-ho on cybersecurity and Palo Alto Networks, I think you're fine saving it there. But personally, I'm going to trim. Let's talk about Roblox. Roblox, $30.28. You can see it started that button hook. It hasn't quite gotten to the 200-day there. The 50-day is starting to move positive. I wouldn't be greedy on this one because I do think that you get a pullback here to 28. I think you get under 30. So if you're holding from 27, 28, remember this stock is super, super volatile. If we go to a weekly on this one, this is up at 100. That was just, 2 years ago in December 2021? So that was at 100. You've been in this downward spiral. Do not hold on to this stock and think that you're getting back to 100. Just sell a little bit, take your profits, understand that that's a good strategy. SMCI, what did I write? Buy it. It's under 300. I just wrote buy it. Yes, you have your button hook. No, you don't have an out on the algorithm yet. Yes, you probably are using that 50 and 200 day as support at 270. Just buy it. I think their earnings are coming up October 31st. If you wanted to trim this and take some profits, I think you're okay because I think at 270 you'll get another chance to buy this one. Tesla, their earnings are tomorrow. They're down again. It's at 252. I said anything around 250, I think you're good. Bounced right off the 200-day and upward right before earnings. So again, yesterday, it kind of got down to that 250, bounced right upwards. You can see that 200-day is providing you pretty good support in the near term. The last time it was under the 200-day was back here in May, and then it shot off. You essentially got it at 176, and you went up almost to 300. I think you actually crossed 300 at some point. Uber is one where Uber hanging on to the 200-day for dear life like a drunken cruise passenger who fell overboard. It's just hanging on here, and that 200-day is still positive. So you crossed it down below it. You got out. The algorithm doesn't have you in, probably will get you back in here soon, but their earnings are coming out November 6th. Be in this one. I do think that you've got $50 in this stock. It's at 44. I don't think you're in danger of going back to 20 on this one. UNH, this is another one. UNH, look to trim. If you want to trade this one, look to trim. And the reason is you're at $538. You're kind of flat today. The algorithm has you in at 486. I said get in at under 500. So UNH, if we go over here to FinViz and we type in UNH, you can see It is all-time highs, I think. The 52-week high is 558, and you're trading at 538, so you're 3% away from that. The average target price is 570. So I'll probably be trimming this, hoping to get it back at about 530, 540 if we take a downturn. VOO, this one, I think under 400 is your price. Buy it under 400, because I think if we do head into you have this death cross, and yes, you had it on SPY as well. VOO tracks SPY, but 388 right here to 400. You're in pre-market, you're trading at 399.70. You closed yesterday at 400. I think all you can hope for is get it under 400. VOO and chill. Google if you want to look at it. XLY. The reason I have XLY, it has the largest exposure to Tesla and Amazon. I own Amazon outright. I do not own Tesla outright yet. I probably will get into it. I think today, hopefully under $250. I think I'll be okay with the earnings. I think there might be a little issue, but I think you're going to get an announcement about the Cybertruck today, about the Tesla Semi production, and I think you'll get some updates about a new Model 3 here in the U.S. So I think you're going to continue to look at demand going up for these cars. I think you'll see him cutting prices. I think you'll see with the Auto Workers Union layoff, I think these cars will remain in demand. So that's why I like Tesla. I do have it in XLY. And finally, in the core portfolio, XOM. We had a cross up 110.50. I think you're fine buying it. Buying it at 110, you're fine. It's at 109 in pre-market. Look at how low that MACD is. The RSI is at 46, and this is on the 4-hour. So I think you're good there. We can look at, let's see. There was an interesting one. Choice Hotels, CHH. They elicited an unsolicited bid, a hostile takeover for WH. And WH is Westin Hotels, Wyndham Hotels. So WH in pre-market is up 12% to 78. Choice Hotels made an offer of $90 a share. They've been discussing this for 6 months. I think if this is going to take place, I think it's going to have to be about $100 a share, just based on history of this one. If we go back, let's just look at a monthly of this one. If you look, $90 a share isn't that expensive for this stock. Just in April 2022, you were up in the $90 a share range. So to think that this company could go back to $90 a share just on this hostile one, I think this creates an opportunity to maybe trade a little bit. Some earnings in the core portfolio. Bank of America, they beat it. They are up 0.7%. In pre-market, about 1%, $27.18. Just buy it under 30. I'm telling you, those earnings were really, really good. Another core portfolio, J&J, which is just, hey, sit in this one. I think it's in the core portfolio. No, I guess I must have taken it out. I must have taken it out of the core portfolio. I have it personally. I own this one. And yes, it's been since 172 down to 157. It'll be back up here at 172. In the pre-market, you're up 1.12. They beat earnings as well. Goldman Sachs beat earnings, but they had some craziness in write-downs. They're up 0.3. Again, I think I like it to come back up to the 200-day, to this 330. I think Goldman Sachs is a good company. I think they'll be fine. Microsoft, we talked about Microsoft a little bit. Their price target, Loop Capital Ventures, just raised their price target to $425. So $330 seems like a deal when somebody says, hey, it's worth $425. Let's talk about scans. First scan. And when I talk about scans, remember, this is the 4-hour algorithm saying, hey, it's a buy. Yes, Google had a buy here at 132. It's got a secondary cross up on the MACD, and you guys know my algorithm is based on the MACD. It is high here at 140. I think before their earnings, you want to get into this one. October 31st that's when they announce earnings. I think this one's going to blow it away. Their valuation is fairly low when it comes to the grade 8 or the magnificent 7, whatever you want to talk about. The PE is 29. Their forward PE is 20. There's no dividend. The average price target is 150. and you're trading at 140. So I don't think 140 is bad to get in there. Could you get in the 130s? I think you could. So maybe take a little bit of a weight on that one, but I still like it. We talked about Exxon being one. Exxon had a cross up here at 110. I like this one getting back to 120. If you want this one, I mean, their earnings come out October 26th. I don't think that's a bad price, to be honest with you. The reason this was taken down is because they made that bid and they're actually looking to take over PXD. That makes them a better company. So, PXD we talked about. I think you should trim them. DraftKings, I have this in the trading portfolio. It's under 30. I think you get over 30. Their earnings are coming out November 2nd. I downloaded the app. I'm here in Philadelphia. I can use the app in New Jersey to bet. I like it. I really like DraftKings. Pfizer, I think I may have this in the core portfolio, but I took it out of the core portfolio. This one, it's a COVID play. It came up because it's in the Dow and it's a rather large stock. It's one that I like, but if you wanted to buy it, you could buy it. PayPal, this is one that, again, I have in the trading portfolio. It keeps teasing us. Teased us here. Teased us here. And now it's teasing us again at 56.99. In pre-market, you're at 56.96, so you get it under there. Is this the time? Their earnings are coming up November 1st. Remember, the new CEO just started in September, so I don't expect huge news because what's mainly brought this one down are the margins. So take it with it what you want. I'm in long holding on this one. I like this one for a long hold. I don't know about a trade, but I do like this one as an opportunity. Don't load up the Brinks truck. Just kind of get in there. Chevron, 165, a little bit high for my taste. I think 180 is probably the tops on this one that you'll get. October 26th is their earnings. I like Exxon before that. LAC, Lithium Americas, I think it is. Lithium, main ingredient, car batteries. You're seeing that slide. I mean, that slide in commodities right now, you came down from 15, you're at $9.31. If we go over here to FinViz and you can look at some of the news and stuff, LAC, Lithium Americas, they're losing money. I mean, down 52%. I mean, this is just if you want access to lithium, this is one to get. 3 lithium stocks that are poised to soar in 2024. You can look at that one. Take a look at it. I mean, there's not much about it. It's a super, super small company. Market cap is only $1.49 billion. But it's a stock that we like to trade, an energy stock we like to trade because there is volatility in this one. So understand what you're getting into. That MACD is super, super down low. So understand what you're getting into. And finally, an interesting chart, Fortinet. This is, again, like Palo Alto Networks. This is a cybersecurity company. They're the only one, I think they're the only cybersecurity company that actually is 100% cash flow positive. Yeah, their PE is 44, forward PE is 33. So they're one of the leaders. Year to date, they're up 20%. The average target price is 75. This one is trading at 59. Now you can see October 13th, Barclays downgraded them, priced to 63. Again, they're trading at $58. So this earnings gap came because they saw a slowdown. That was the last earnings. They saw a slowdown and they warned about the future. So it brought down their multiple down below the 200-day. The 50 days kind of moving negative. Still, the 200-day starting to move negative. Everything's capitulating around this price point of 56, and it's right above that gap level. The lower gap level goes down to 54. We haven't filled that one. While you're up here, it's an interesting chart because you've still got between 65 and 75 to fill, and then below this, you've got 54 to fill. So it's interesting because I'm not sure where it's going to go, but with their earnings coming up on November 2nd, this one might be a pretty decent play to look into. So there you go. If you want any of the link tree / daily stock pick, if you want any of the links or you want to subscribe to anything, TrendSpider charts that I showed you, it's TrendSpider. Seeking Alpha, I didn't go into it today, but I love their morning summaries and stuff. You get $50 off TrendSpider here. You can subscribe here and get my 4-hour algorithm. If we just go over here and we go to plans and pricing, you need the middle level tier. This middle level tier is elite. It's $468 for 1 year. You can absolutely get it monthly. For monthly, it's $79. The yearly actually gets you a great deal at $468. What you do is you just go in, sign up for that $468. Once you pay, you come over here and you go to the email. And the email is dailystockpick3@gmail.com. You email me. I email you back my algorithms, my watch lists, scanners, everything that's customized, everything you've seen me do. I email you that. Seeking Alpha, $50 off. It's $189 with the discount. So it's a great deal. I love their mornings, briefings. If I go over here to Seeking Alpha, let's look at Fortinet. Since I just said, hey, Fortinet might be a good one. Let's look at their Fortinet. Let's look at their, we're going to log in here. DailyStockPick3@gmail.com. We're going to take a look at their quant rating. Their quant rating is 3.5, a buy from the Seeking Alpha analyst. From Wall Street, it's a buy, 4.23. From the quant, which is their AI, it's 3.34. And so there's a couple of articles here, buy. There's a couple of articles, hold. You can read it. There's nothing sell, nothing that says sell. So I do think that this is an opportunity for them. If you look at their ratings, I love Seeking Alpha, man. You can dig into this all day long. Look at that history. The only problem with this is their valuation. That's the only issue with this stock is the valuation. So $50 off that. If you join Webull, and I tell you all the time, get yourself a good broker. I have Fidelity from my main account, but I love Webull. Get 12 free stocks when you sign up. You can put it in as little as $3. I put $500. I put $1,000 in there at the beginning of the year. It's like $2,400 now. So, and if you sign up for the newsletter, this is a free newsletter. Every day I put out a newsletter during the week, even on the days when I'm working and the podcast is short, I'll put out a newsletter. It is right here, and just sign up, dailystockpick.substack.com, or to go to the link tree and you can sign up. The weekends do have paid newsletter, and to make up, I am putting out a paid newsletter today that will be extremely short, but it goes over 3 steps, maybe 4 steps of looking at stocks. You'll get a free preview of the first one, and then 4 steps. So yeah, it's a good little. I found this one on the internet, and I said, I probably should just outline this and make sure that everybody knows this. But yeah, the newsletter is great. Then Visible. If you're paying, I am currently using all of this network on my hotspot from Visible, and I want to make that clear: $25 a month, unlimited, and I have a hotspot that I can do this because the hotel does not have Wi-Fi working right now. So I get to do this. I can't go live on YouTube because that's a little bit too much bandwidth to use for the up and down on a hotspot. But I get to do this and record and get access to the internet and use charts and use my brokerage because I have Visible for $25 a month. That link gets you $20 off your first month. What does that mean? Your first month is $5. Here's the plans. And it's super, super simple. Are you paying for taxes on your thing? Well, Visible doesn't have extra charges. It's $25 a month. Everything's included. Unlimited talk and text, 5G and 4G. If you don't think that this speed is good enough, Visible Plus, $35 a month. It's $10 more. What are you paying $70 a month for? What are you paying $50 a month for? It's crazy. Go over to Visible, and you're going to see a lot more marketing on Visible. Use my code, and you get $20 off your first month. Literally, that's it. If you want a referral for Tesla, if you're looking to buy a Tesla, I've got it down there. I will also put in a referral for AT&T here because I got a couple of people who signed up for AT&T. So that's it. If you have any questions, hit me up. Thanks, you guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. I will not talk to you. I am traveling. I will have a newsletter. I will not have a podcast, but I will have a newsletter out. I will do that newsletter on the plane because I have Wi-Fi on the plane through Delta. Okay. Take care. Have a great day. Tonight is going to be hell. I'm working at Lincoln Financial Field at a Mexico versus Germany game. And we also have game 2 of the Phillies. And we have the Flyers home opener. So about 120,000 people are going to be cramming in to this little area. So pray for me. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.